Awesome. All right, let's get stuck in. I've been so excited for this.
This is gonna be fun. Welcome everybody to episode number 3 of Independent Idiots.
Independent Idiots.
Third one.
Woo!
I've barely seen you this week. I miss you.
I've missed you too. A lot's been going on. You've been up to Bright to play some music for people. Tell me about that. What happened?
It was super fun. I love going up to the high country. I did a season at Hotham in 2016 and still have a lot of friends in the area and stuff. So I really enjoy going up there every now and again, and I usually just try and tee up a gig or two at one of the venues. So I was playing at Don Mungo's in Bright, which is like a pizza place.
Pull that shit up, Jamie.
Pull up Don Mungo's, owned by Leroy, friend of mine. Young
pizza.
crew. The pizza was fucking
was
lit.
Was it good? Yeah.
I had a potato and rosemary and feta and garlic pizza.
Oh, daddy. I'm far too hungry to be doing a podcast.
Can we get some fucking pizza?
Get some pizza up in here. In fact, on episode 2, it's actually really funny. When we were sitting outside your shop, Declan just puts a pizza box in screen and you just take it, and then all you can hear for 2 minutes is,
I know. I made that note. Don't chew loudly into mic.
And then you're like, take the pizza back. Anyway, it was a good pizza. But anyway, so Don Mungo's.
Don Mungo's, yeah. So awesome. It's just a really cool little pizza place, and it's like run by a young crew. It's really nice inside. They've got a little beer garden area.
Sick.
So I just set up with acoustic guitar and played. It wasn't super busy, but there was a couple of fun tables that were in there.
Covers?
Mostly covers. I did some originals. There's this new song that I'm working on that Irish folk ballad.
I love that track.
Which I'm not really sure what I'm going to call it yet. I think Emerald Eyes is the working title for it.
Yeah.
So I played that one, and then I played at the house party the next day, and I played that song again, and people really liked it. And I've been playing a lot, and the more I play it live, the more I'm refining it and tightening it up. I'm really, really loving that song. So stay tuned on that one. Whether it'll be Savage Honey or a solo release, we don't know, but it'll be it's one of my favorite things to play at the moment.
Love it.
Yeah.
And you're...
I've got a story quickly.
Give me the story.
I have a story about... I played at Don Mungo's pizza place on the Friday night.
Yeah.
I brought my mum and my granny to Bright with me.
Daphne!
Because it's like...
You old bastard.
She's going to see this.
I know. I'd love it. Honestly, Daphne, I love you so much. Please, Jamie, cut that shit out. You old bag.
You old bag. Definitely you old bag. I'm really close with my granny and with my mum, and so I took them both to Bright for the Autumn Festival. There's lots of markets on and things like that, so we all road tripped in my van together, and they had a great time as well. And on the Friday night, I was playing, and mum had taken my granny to the Airbnb. And I was playing my songs. I played for about 3 hours. I told her to come back and pick me up at 10 p.m. And she came back and she walked through the crowd of people and sat at the table next to me. I'm like, everyone, this is my mum. And everyone cheered. And then this old drunkard at the bar looked up and goes, hey, mum, do you want a root?
Oh, no. What did Deb say?
She was like,
let's go.
Well, she fucked him. No, she looked up and she's like, does that line ever actually work for you?
Yes.
And then I said into the mic, I was like, sir, I think she can do a lot better.
Yeah, get him. Get him.
And that was funny, but he was kind of harassing people all night.
Was he?
So I was getting a little bit angry.
Oh, yeah, you get a little bit. I've seen you get a bit testy at people in the crowd before.
Yeah, I once said, one more story. I once said I'd just been broken up with, and I was playing at the Inn. This is about 3 years ago. I was playing at the Inn in Geelong, and I was supporting Tadiri.
Yeah.
And it was like a car park
That's
party.
A pretty big support site.
It's a huge support.
Tadiri is massive.
I just got asked to do it out of the blue. I can't remember how it all came together. But
that's awesome.
I mean, I hadn't really even had much of a solo project or anything. I was just playing pub covers and stuff, and they asked me to open for him, which was cool. So it was on a big stage.
Yeah.
And So that was quite exciting, but I was in a shocking mood. I'd literally been broken up with the night before.
Oh my God.
And I was like, you remember what my headspace was
Oh,
like at that time.
my poor boy.
I was in a shocker.
I don't want to think about it.
And I was just so off it, and I was playing songs, and there was this like group of footy boys that all came in, must have been a footy trip or something like that, and they were all up the front like hassling me, and one of them just
play horses.
That's exactly what they were yelling.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. So this one guy was like, horses, play horses, all night, and I was getting so off him. And at one stage, I just snapped and I stopped playing. And I don't know what had happened, what came over me, but this Jimmy Carr heckle rebuttal came into my mind.
Yeah.
And I was like, I stopped playing, and I was like, look, mate, I don't come to your job and slap the sailors' cocks out of your mouth. Can you fuck off?
That's so funny.
And his mates just like dragged him away, and they're like, "We're sorry about it." And then
That's the best comeback. Oh my gosh!
Fucking hell.
That's Jimmy Carr is so funny.
He's so funny.
And only you've got such quick wit. I just love that you just come up with it straight away.
It was just sitting in me somewhere. I must have been like stewing on it for a while. Like, he was pissing me off.
Yeah, it was getting so frustrating.
Like, that's it.
God damn it, Dad. Oh, that's so funny.
Lovely cup of tea.
Have a little cup of tea. So today is a super exciting episode of Independent Idiots. We're going to be having one of our friends and one of the most talented musicians we know, Liv Cartledge, coming in to have a chat, sing a song, talk to us about her music, her career, how she's found the music industry. Where's she? She's from Beechworth originally,
from
isn't she?
Beechworth, yeah.
Yeah, which is where Sam Shallue's from as well, and Jamie, young Jamie.
Young Jamie.
Mate, is young Jamie from Beechworth?
Tell people Beechworth because it's nice.
It's nicer. Yeah, he's got a big old wang boy over here.
Yeah, you don't want to lead with that.
You gotta say that. Yeah, so we got Liv Cartledge coming on, which is going to be fantastic. I'm really excited to talk to her.
I'm such a fan. Like,
she's amazing.
Huge
the
fan
song that you sent me today,
18 Douglas Street.
18 Douglas Street. Listened to it like 5 times.
Amazing.
Yeah, man.
We'll maybe talk about that more when she's on.
Yeah, when she's on.
I love that song so much.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
There's another one that I really like by her called. Her first release was "You Got Me High," which is really nice.
Yeah.
And then she did another one. I can't remember the name of it right now. I'll ask her when she gets here. But she's sort of really progressed, I think. She's always had this beautiful, rich timbre to her voice that I like adore.
Yeah.
I think she's my favorite female vocalist.
Really?
Full stop.
Yes.
Like, I absolutely adore her.
Yeah.
But her songwriting, I think, is really like progressed and become more sophisticated.
Yeah.
And that most recent EP that she did in 2022, that has 18 Douglas Street on it, I think is
amazing,
sublime.
Yeah. It's really, really beautiful. So that's going to be fun. We'll have Sam Shallue back on as we do each week.
Of course.
He's got some stories to tell about his weekend, which I'm excited to dive into. And then, so what else has been happening in the past week since episode 2?
Since episode 2, so I've been on a bit of a spiritual.
Yeah, just so everyone knows, Jake ate some broccoli on Wednesday, and since then he's been absolutely glowing. He's doing California sober.
I'm California sober. I had a couple of mushrooms last night, but apart from that, I've been not drinking. I've been eating broccoli.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've had one of the limitless pills.
You're literally like our whole friendship for the past 15 years, whatever it's been. It's amazing what happens to you when you eat broccoli. I'm not like exaggerating or joking. You literally one day find somehow in that chaotic brain of yours to be like, I'm going to focus up and steam some green vegetables and then I'm going to crush for a whole week. Like, from Wednesday through Wednesday, I'm going to be kicking goals, eating crunchy broccoli. Oh my God. Have you been cooking as well? Because you're actually quite a good cook.
Yeah, not heaps. I've recently moved into a new place in Geelong, and I haven't really got everything set up the way I wanted it.
Yeah.
I want it yet for cooking. I've been cooking a bit, but not much.
So what's your walk me through your diet from Wednesday to today?
Man, there's been some spinach involved.
Oh my God.
There's been bits and pieces of broccoli and some carrot.
Get out.
You
had carrot too.
I did have KFC in the way here, but that was my one cheat for the week. Other than that, like,
and talk us through your KFC meal. What do you got?
So it was a bit of I sort of went off the beaten path a little bit because I was buying for my mum and my grandma as well.
Oh, so they ate the chicken too?
Oh, they ate the chicken.
Oh, they ate the
Yeah, I come from a long line of
chicken eaters.
Chicken eaters. Yeah, my dad was a manager at the KFC in Sandringham in the 1980s.
Evan loves KFC chicken.
He does.
And he also loves treating himself to a roast duck.
Roast duck when my mum goes away for the weekend. Dad just buys a whole duck, no sides, no seasoning.
And just
he just
pours that
and crushes and he just deletes a duck.
He deletes a duck from the universe. He's like, day's work done.
No, so I've been eating pretty well and I've been running and
How many times have you been running?
Good. Once. No, twice.
Oh, twice. You did too?
Yeah, I did one Bright as well.
And tell me, who's faster?
You're faster.
Yeah.
I'm so... I'm so upset about it.
Jake gets really competitive with me and he tries so
barely
hard.
Anyone else anymore. I think I used to be competitive when I was a boy and I have now worked on that part of my personality and with my brother, with anybody, I'm not really competitive at all. With Dom, I seethe with fucking envy and jealous rage whenever he's better than me at something.
Which is the majority of the time.
Which unfortunately is all of the time.
Yeah, except for music.
Well, I mean, there's arguments to be said for you and that as well. But also, we can talk about this a bit, actually.
Let's go.
Hit
me out.
With that's all a joke. It's all fun. I do actually I do get competitive, but I'm not obviously jealous of you. But we have been through a little bit of a journey as musical partners with trying to find a sort of a healthy relationship with maybe competitiveness and jealousy and things like that. I don't know. I can speak for me when I say we've had this discussion at length, which is I want to be the singer of Savage Honey, and I want to be the singer. I just want to be a singer. That's all I really want to do. I don't really want to play instruments and all that sort of stuff. So then, when you write a song that suits your voice better, and we make that decision for you to sing, that took me a little bit of time to sort of reconcile and work out in my head how to have a healthy relationship with that. Because obviously, I want you to have all the success in the world, and I love your voice, and I love your songwriting, and I love you, and I want you I want you to have success as much, if not more, than me. But
that's so sweet.
You haven't heard the butt yet.
There's a big voluptuous butt. It's about to just plant itself on my face.
She's got a huge ass, and you got your face all up in there. That was Al Pacino.
You do a great Al Pacino. Hi, Ruby. Podcasting.
We're on a pod. But what I was going to say was I had this weird internal churn in my gut whenever you would sing a song or I wanted to sing a song, but then you sounded better doing it or whatever. And it just took a long time for me to work through. I was a bit because in my head, you're the better songwriter. I'm the better singer. So then
just different. I think it's just different. I don't think I'm a better songwriter than you. I think we just have different styles. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't write a ballad anywhere near as close to the talent that you write an Irish folk ballad.
I'm sorry, let's stay serious for a second.
And your vocals are something that I've just admired since we met, literally since the day we met. So I think there's differences. I feel really insecure singing. So when I've been convinced by a plethora of people that I should be singing a song in Savage Honey, it's funny that you say that because in my head, my instinct is always just for you to sing it. I've been Jake should sing that. But then I get told that it actually, it might just suit the set. Because I've got quite a, rustic, like not very well toned voice.
It's a little bit less polished, maybe, but it has a certain edge to it that I think is really nice and really suits certain stuff.
Yeah, so it's a funny thing, but I noticed as well. We know each other so well. I could always tell, like from the get go, if you felt that weird, uncomfortable feeling. Every time you have that, I know when you have it. It's like, and so it's funny then trying to like, and we're really good at this, communicating with each other in a band, in a relatively professional environment, being able to communicate with each other in an adult, like, patient way to try and have the best outcome for the song. Like, so it's not easy, and those uncomfortable feelings that you get that you have no control over. You just don't have control over feelings. It's your the amount of patience you're willing to put into that conversation, and like the amount of understanding and perspective you're willing to give it, that makes that easier to navigate, if you know what I'm saying. So like Underdogs, for instance, which is the most recent single that I sing on it.
I did a whole take so people know that as well. So it's a recording of me singing Underdogs, and then you did a take of that as well.
Yeah.
And we decided that yours is better. Or yours, let's not say better. Yours is more suited. It serves the song best.
Yeah.
Serves the song best.
I mean, I don't even know. Like, I'm probably always going to be riddled with doubt about pretty much every song I've sung.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because I have so much insecurity around.
Is that getting easier? Are your insecurities?
Not really. No, it's not really getting easier. I find it really confronting, like, to sing, and I
stop sending you messages every night and saying you suck at singing?
Yeah. I didn't think it would impact me.
Whispering it through your window.
You suck at singing. So night, I've got the window open. The wind comes in. You fucking suck. Get a job, hippie. I'm better at running. Fucking better at running. Oh my god.
No, finish that train of thought. I couldn't help that. Intrusive thought, sorry.
Yeah, so the where was I? Oh yeah, so Underdogs, we did 2 vocal takes. It was, I wrote the song, and then like we've had help from the band, of course, as always. Every song in Savage Honey ends up being a collaborative effort to make the song what it is. And then we were in the studio at Sing Sing Studios, where our producer Aaron Dobos recorded our album. And we did
great producer,
amazing producer, incredible, talented man. And Sing Sing Studios is elite. Yeah, like really elite. We should definitely see if he wants to come on the podcast one day. But then you were struggling because you get stuck in your vocal habits when you sing. You know what I mean? Not you, everyone.
Totally.
So then when I write a song that it breaks where you would normally go, but I'm really stubborn about, no, this is how this song needs to be sung. If you can't do it, and then I step in and do it, which is what happened with Underdogs. And when I sung it, I stepped in and sung it really well. We were just like, the thought process was like, this might actually just suit my voice better. And it's not in any way to say that it wouldn't have been awesome. I mean, it is awesome with you singing it. But it's one of those things where it's like, and advice for people in bands listening to this podcast is, although we all have that side to us which wants, like, the ego side to us in a way, a healthy ego. The best way to move forward as a band and avoid conflict is recognizing that feeling in your gut that Jake was talking about, and then having really calm, open communication with each other from the place of love that we just have so embedded within us, like for each other and for everyone who has been in the band. And then approach the conversation like that and just have acceptance and acknowledge like each other's talents and things. And you're going to be fine. Like, we've never had an issue in our band. Like,
I agree. And like what we're talking about now is that like innate thing that you say that you're talking about that you can't control. Yeah. It's just how you feel. It's not even necessarily limited to just bands, just relationships in general.
Yeah.
I think the healthiest way to deal with it is like, all right, I've recognized that I feel this way. I've got a predisposition to feel this way, but I know that my goal is to serve the band and to serve the song.
Yeah.
So, like, how do we do that? You know? And
So what's it is School of Rock? It's like, and
I pledge allegiance
to the band
of Mr. Schneebly.
Mr. Schneebly.
And will
Let's
not
rock.
fight him for creative control.
That's a perfect summary of what we're talking about. I will not fight him for creative control. Anyway, let's rock today.
Of course you can, fancy pants.
Of course you can, fancy pants.
But yeah, so I think that's a good thing to talk about. I think it's just good problem solving and conflict resolution generally, which is so important. And we're lucky enough that we love each other so much and love the band so much that makes it easier to come to those things. But I think if I was just to have let that fester, and it did fester for a little while I tried to work out what that feeling was, because it was at odds with what I knew I wanted. What I knew I wanted was for the band to be successful, for the song to be as good as it could be, at any cost, more or less. However, and I knew that I didn't want to be jealous or envious, and I know that I want you to. It wasn't like a grab for control or a grab for attention. It was just, I think, my love of singing and a weird natural emotion of competitiveness. And I just it took me a while to work out what that was, and then talk to you about it. And as soon as I did, you were so loving, and as I knew you would be. You talked me through where your head was at. You encouraged me, as you always do, about my voice and all that sort of stuff, and that helped. And now I would be lying if I said that feeling is always completely gone. I still get that emotion.
I think it always will. You can't expect your core character to change. It's not so much about the approach of, I shouldn't be feeling this, I shouldn't be feeling these things. It's more what defines your character is about how you handle the feelings that you're receiving and that you're feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what a person, you can never blame a person for a feeling of it. I feel jealousy and I feel these things, and they're negative, awful emotions, but the basis of a person's, quality is about what we do. When you recognize that and you acknowledge that that's not what you want to be feeling, it's just there. And then you just approach that and you talk about it, and then you acknowledge it, and then it gets easier, and then it moves on. But just to reaffirm, so you're the most talented vocalist, in my opinion, that I know. It just blows me away how incredible you are, and the world deserves to hear all of your music. So it is really confronting for me singing songs in our band as well, because I'm fuck, man. I'm singing a song after Jake's has belted out Demons, and I have to fucking sing Love, Suicide or Video Games. I'm what the fuck am I singing this shit for? Why is he not fucking doing it? But then I think as well, learning to find that confidence and just acknowledging that it's not necessarily, it is better. Your voice is better, but it's also just different, and things are stylistic, and you listen to Bob Dylan sing and then Freddie Mercury sing.
Freddie's a better singer, but some people prefer Bob
Dylan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's just a whole broad spectrum of a whole plethora. That's my word of the day.
Yeah.
Of opinions and styles and.
I went, yeah. I like that word a lot. I like that word a lot. One more thing before we get a single review, because I haven't. So Dom and I talk on the phone pretty much every day, especially at the moment since you've been horribly depressed.
So Jake is my safety guy. What's up, dog? So I've been battling a bit of depression and stuff and anxiety recently, and my psych was you need your safety, man. So I was I've got the guy. Look at the size of those pythons.
What's the size of him?
Get those pythons out. So I have to call him at the end of every. Well, I don't have to. We choose to call each other at the end of every day and have a little catch up,
which has been lovely. But I've been away for a couple of days, so I just wanted to ask you how you are.
Yeah, look, today I wasn't great, to be honest. I was very excited for this, but my moods were very much very well on the low for most of the morning. And then I went for a run just to be faster than you. Chopped some wood, did some skipping, wrote some songs, did all the right stuff, did a meditation, journaled, everything that you're meant to do. And
Still
then
felt like shit.
Still felt like shit. So don't follow the traditional path.
Yeah, have a beer and
I was about to say. Have you seen Shane Gillis's thing? Is like my doctor prescribed me
a couple of beers. Yeah. And then if that's making you drowsy, have a little bump.
So I've had the couple of beers.
Who got the
but then, the podcast and like hanging out with you and Declan and Sam and stuff is just the best thing ever. So, but for the rest of the week, I've been living in Apollo Bay, as you know. Just climbing trees down there. Some of the jobs were amazing, like out in the Otways. Climbing massive ukes in like forest and stuff, and that was really beautiful and fun. I trod on another snake. Did I tell you about that?
You did.
Yeah.
I hate how dangerous your job is.
Yeah, so that was just unlucky, to be honest. So I was like, I've also had a premonition that's how I'm going to die one day. I was bitten by a snake.
Which makes me feel much better about your dangerous job.
Three times in the last 3 years, I've literally been like a snake has struck at me, which just doesn't happen. Like, so there was on the Great Ocean Road last year when I was working in rope access doing my geo work, and you have to like go down the cliff with a mattock and like scale all the rocks off, so that you can put the nets up to stop landslides happening. And I knocked this rock off, and there was a brown snake under it. And I was hanging on my ropes, and this brown, because I was scared, it had nowhere to go. It was just like, attacked me, and it fully struck at my face. And I pushed myself off the cliff and was like, oh my God! And like threw my mattock in the air. And then luckily, as I swung like back in, all the rocks that I knocked off collapsed on top of the snake. And then, and so that was hectic. And then the other day I was like blocking up this massive uke that had broken off and fallen into this guy's paddock. It had been there for months, and it was raining and cold, so you're not thinking about seeing a snake or anything. I was just walking along with the chainsaw, and I trod on a tiger snake, and I just felt it move, and it was cold, and I reckon that's why I didn't move very quickly. But I looked down, and it just went for my leg, and I jumped off, and I was like, "Why does this keep happening to me?"
I hate it so bad.
Yeah, I love it. It gets me so
hard. It does. Dom has a weird like masochist thing.
Yeah.
That is maybe slightly too much information for the podcast. Speaking of masochists.
Oh my goodness, guys.
What have we got here?
What is happening in the corner over there?
Go on down, sunshine.
Bring it on! Sam Shallue! Yes!
Well, Mike.
Yeah, hello!
Hi, Sam.
What's up there, you classy boy? I love your Sunday casual wear.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Straight from Questival in Ballarat.
Yeah, what on earth is Crestival?
So,
Crestival the festival.
it's a festival held at Crile Castle
Yeah.
in Ballarat.
Firstly, you said Ballarat only was made of churches.
I did say that.
You did say that.
I did say on air too.
There's a castle there.
Holy
Well, a
shit.
castle's basically
Don't you
church.
think?
Yeah, that's true. Church of the medieval. Yeah. Sick. And what happened there?
So what happened, we went with a couple of friends,
Yeah.
and it was medieval themed in the castle,
Yeah.
and there was a bunch of quests, live music,
Yeah.
electronic music,
So sick.
fire shows, games, acting.
Yeah.
Thing.
Did they have jousting by any chance?
No, that would have been
No.
They had axe throwing.
They had axe throwing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was something out of this world.
Well,
Yeah.
sick. And what was the music like?
The music was sick.
Was it like lutes and mandolins and
There was some really cool, like Irish folk to,
yeah, sick.
there was. It felt like
Yeah.
it felt like I was in Lord of the Rings at some parts. like in a chapel and that type of music. I don't really know what to call it. I can only think of like Irish folk jig. But then also like, you know, it hit like 9 p.m. and then it was just hard techno.
Was it really? I can see you dancing around in.
Techno
So
wizard.
to all the people who are listening and not watching, Sam is dressed in what looks like a full homemade bedsheet Gandalf Gandalf the beige.
Imagine Gandalf and that's it.
Yeah. So,
But then when I take it off, it looks. Everyone was like, "Are you dressed as Jesus?"
yeah. You take the hood off.
Yeah, I can see
JSA.
that.
Oh, that sounds
sick.
like
So
so
the music
much
was
fun.
good. And have you got a single review for us as well?
I have a music review, which is different to new music,
Let's
Okay.
go.
but it's my favorite album of the week.
Sick.
Done.
I think next episode we'll do something new
Cool.
because that's always interesting.
Yeah.
I decided this week
What do we got?
to do album of the week.
Yeah.
70s Tuberide.
70s Tuberide is the name of the band.
Yep.
Sick. Tell us about them. Let's go.
They are a band from LA in America. This album came out in 2023. The lead singer, some people may know, is Alex Nost. He's like a pro
Sixer.
pro surfer, art guy, makes lots of stuff. They were in Australia in 2023. They toured with Babe Rainbow.
Oh, hefty.
So that-
is one of your favorites.
Yes. So that was great to see them. And my favourite song on the album, if anyone at home is going to listen and look it up, it is Completely Dry.
Completely Dry by 70s Tuberide.
Yeah.
2023. Pro surfer. I'm just going to take a wild stab in the dark here. Sort of psych rocky.
Yeah.
Russian doom jazz. Russian gypsy jazz.
I'd say a little bit more on the surf garage side. The drummer is the drummer in Alalas, another sweet surf rock band from America.
Yeah, they're unreal.
And yeah, the reason I picked this album for album of the week is because I've been smashing it the last week.
Sick.
Yeah,
Better if you listen to it.
yeah. And if you do search it, this album cover is not on the streaming services. So you might be like, "Oh, where's that album?" And it's a Starfish. But this is the same album. Yeah, I don't know. Well, it made me really want to buy this when I saw them.
Yeah.
Did they play at the Torquay Hotel last year?
It was 2023.
Yeah, I saw them. They were good.
Oh, they
Yeah.
played at Torquay Hotel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Oh, hectic.
You look a bit like the guy from Babe Rainbow. Not that guy.
That guy, that Great gal.
That looks like a bit like Hugh Miles in the 2012.
Oh, that was a good era for him.
Yeah, I
he
reckon
was
he's
really
probably
good.
inspired by his surfing too. They're similar sort of
Are they?
stylish
Yeah.
surfers, and they all ride
Sick.
different craft. And yeah, it's cool.
But to wrap up Music of the Week, this is the album. Next week we'll have something brand new.
Thank you, Sam Shallue.
Brand new with Sam Shallue.
Thank you.
Sam Shallue, that's good.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank
Let's
you,
go.
Sammy.
Sam Shallue, the wizard.
So that was Sam Shallue with the album of the week.
and I'm going to listen to that after this podcast because
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard them before.
You'd like them.
Would I?
Like
Yeah,
'em.
very much up my alley.
Yeah.
Every record they have in this house
Yeah,
amazes
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
they've got a
There's
great
not
collection.
one that I have listened to which I haven't loved.
Sick, and they look like
Yeah.
they've got a good system as
They've-
well.
Yeah, they've got a sick sound system here.
Rad. Well, we have our guest has arrived, and
Yeah.
if we can,
Sam Shallue, can you please bring me a beer?
so just
Thank you.
as she makes her way into the studio,
Yeah.
we Liv Cartledge is a folk singer from Beechworth, which we mentioned earlier.
Mm.
She's absolutely incredible. She has a beautiful, rich timbre to her voice, and I've been a huge fan of hers for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
I recently got an opportunity to play with her on stage when we were touring for Angus Montaigne's mini tour of Melbourne and
Because they have a song. She features on a song with
Yeah.
Angus Montaign, doesn't she?
yeah, it's called
Yeah.
Ghosts.
Yeah.
By Angus Montaigne featuring Liv Cartledge.
Amazing.
It's It's stunning, absolutely stunning. Like the harmonies in that. Steph Sanzaro sung the harmonies at the Melbourne
show. Yeah.
and she did a wonderful job of that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Liv's part.
Yeah. Did Liv write that part?
I believe I will ask her, but I believe Angus wrote the part and Liv sang it in the studio.
Yeah, amazing.
So yeah, without further ado,
we'll have Liv Cartledge. Is Liv here? Liv. I reckon she is.
Oh, Livy!
They're on. Let's
Hi.
go, Livy!
How
Welcome
are
to the day!
Hello. How are you? It's very good to see you. Wow.
Very good to see you.
Hello, Liv.
Why is this?
Oh, it's so lovely.
We just get really into our
Yeah,
podcasting.
we've been having so much fun in
Do you
here.
want a cuppa? You got a cuppa?
Cuppa,
Oh,
thank
excellent.
You got a cup of toy?
Make yourself at home. Welcome to the pod.
Yeah. Thank you
Uh-huh.
so much for coming to meet with us. We've been so excited to have you on.
Mhm.
Always. Yeah.
I'm a very big fan, Liv. You know this. I've told you this before. I love your music.
Yeah.
I think you've got my favorite female vocal, full stop.
Yeah. He was saying that
It's
earlier.
a big one.
He's like,
It's a big
and,
call.
honestly, it is so true. Like, you're
It's just-
unbelievably talented.
It's just lovely. It's just lovely.
I love this podcast.
There's
Keep going.
let's keep this shit going. What else have you got for
What
me?
else? What else are you gonna say?
Jake showed me one of your songs that I hadn't heard before today. I've listened to it 5 times today. 18
Douglas Street.
Douglas Street.
Okay.
Holy shit, man. When that guitar riff comes in, it's so huge. It just gets you right in the feels. And I was a sad boy this morning. I put that on and I was like, oh, the music's so beautiful.
Yeah, good for a sad moment.
Yeah,
Can you talk
definitely.
to us about that song?
Yeah, that one I wrote about a house I lived in Manifold Heights, actually, for in Geelong, 18 months. We lived there, and it was just I lived in a lot of houses in my time. There's something about that house. It was really shit, and it was just the best also. It was such a shit house, but it had so much specialness about it. And we had some really nice times in there, and yeah.
Good memories attached to it.
I think it was just the mems more than anything. The house itself was kind of a bit shit house. But
Yeah, for sure.
I've got something to show you, Liv.
It's kind of nice when it's a shit house because you can just not care about it as much.
So I showed your mum that because I think that's my favorite song from that EP. And I showed my mum it today, and she goes, "Let's just get this up."
Aw, Mum.
I showed you the
That's clipping the mic.
18. That's a lyric. The kitchen makes no sense. It's all sink in the bench. What did you say? And I thought we going to go to that.
So she goes, sorry, she's Irish. She goes, so the lyric that I really love in that is, the kitchen makes no sense. It's all sink and no bench. And I showed that to Mum, and Mum goes, that was obviously written by a woman. A man would never think about that.
Yeah, well, she ain't wrong. Yeah, it was a weird setup. The kitchen was just a big open room with no bench, and then just one of those classic silver
Silver on each side.
Yeah, double basin actually. Yeah, which was
Those fucking sinks, man.
yeah. Drying racks both sides. Yeah, lux.
But I love that lyric, and I love that song.
Yeah, it's a really special track.
Yeah.
When did that come out? That was 2023, 2022?
Ooh.
2022, I did my research.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, have you got any new songs in the works at the moment?
Do actually, I'm making an album.
Oh, you're making an album? Let's go!
Big girl pants are on.
The big girl
Yeah.
pants. Yeah.
First album, debut album.
First.
Oh
album.
my God, dude, that's so exciting.
Yeah, thanks. I'm really excited. I just did drums this week actually, out in Warrandyte, so we're nearly there.
Where are you recording it?
So James Seymour plays bass in my band. He's got a studio in North Melbourne.
We'll get Jamie to pull that up.
Pull that up, Jamie.
Yeah.
Studio in North Melbourne, Melrose Place. Yeah. So yeah, we've been recording there. And we just did drums out in Warrandyte at Liam Goff's house.
Yeah.
He's got a beautiful studio and house out there.
So you said the drums are the last sort of piece of the puzzle. Is that So do you not record the bed tracks first and then build around the drums, or how do you, like, what's your process with recording there?
We track the songs in their raw form as I've written them, and then build around that.
Cool.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. So that'd be you singing like with a guitar or whatever, like a piano, whatever it is, and then the song builds around that as the core. Do you play to a metronome, or do you just like, yeah?
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah. Do you hate it? Do you hate playing a metronome?
I've come to get used to it. I've definitely grown to get used to it. The first, the first couple of records was like, oh my God, this is really hard.
Yeah.
I struggle too. I think as a solo, like people that have been playing solo for a while with a guitar, you get very used to like not playing in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all feel, like when you play live. So, yeah.
100%. Yeah. So, yes, I do play to the metronome. But I find that I hate my performance when I play to the metronome, so I have to redo everything I've done at the start again at the end because I'm
So retrack the vocal.
Yeah, because I'm so focused on the metronome, I forget how to sing.
Yeah.
Totally. But then you can take it out and you sing into the band after you've like finished the drums and everything.
It's a cool way to capture the feel of the song, but still be able to get really clinical and dialed in on like, do you comp vocal tracks, or do you try and sing it all the way through, or?
All the way through if I can.
Yep.
Yeah. I prefer to do one take. Otherwise, I get too nitpicky.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
you can definitely get stuck in a little spiral sometimes of like,
Perfection.
perfection.
I
and
get
that's not always what you're aiming for is perfection, I don't think either. You know?
Nah, definitely. Real and raw is emotionally so much more, powerful, I reckon.
Yeah.
It also depends on whatever your genre or style of music is that you're recording. But
You're pronouncing that word right now, which is good to hear.
it's not. What did I say last week? Genre.
Olivia
Genre. We do need to get her on in all seriousness. And for our next guest,
we got Olivia Newton-John.
There she is. Oh my
so
goodness.
good. So you write an album. Oh well, you've written an album. You're finished recording it. Nearly recording it. Nearly finished.
Nearly finished.
Yeah. How many songs is it?
10.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm doing that thing now where, because I started working on it so long ago, like I started tracking the first song off the album at the start of last year.
Yeah.
So it feels like it's dragging on. Like previously I would go into the studio for a week or two, smash it out. And then it's like, oh, well, whatever I wanted to change, I didn't call it at the time. So we're just going to move on and it is what it is. But now I've had so much time and space to reflect and think about things that I've also had too much time to write more songs. And now I'm like, I'm sick of those. Yeah.
We were talking to last week, it hasn't aired yet, but it will have by the time this comes out. We were talking to Jacob Finch from the Terrys, and he was saying his writing process, he writes his best music when the album's done because it takes the pressure off, which is really interesting sort of
I feel like
perspective.
that's happening.
And then when that happens, you love the new songs so much more than the ones that are on the album.
Yeah.
You're like, I just want to replace it.
Yeah. There's a couple that I'm like, I need to give a bit of space because they're like making my skin crawl at this point.
What are you going to perform for us today?
I am going to play a song on my guitar, which is out there. A song called Formative, which is a song I wrote about those formative years for me, which for a lot of people are the years after high school, but mine came a little bit early because I dropped out and moved to Melbourne. And
What did you do when you moved to Melbourne?
I had this big plan that I was going to move to the Big Smoke and be a musician. And I mean, I moved to the Big Smoke and I did be a musician, but
That's the podcast.
that's it.
Not only a musician, one of the very best, like in all seriousness.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the best going.
No. I think that maybe the dial on success has changed a little bit over time.
Yeah. I think it does anyway.
I'm a musician and I left school.
Yeah.
Those are the facts.
Those are the facts of what happened.
And nobody could tell you otherwise.
Yeah. Am I getting my guitar? Is that
maybe not just yet.
Yeah,
no.
we'll keep chatting for a bit.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to know about that decision, if you're happy to talk about it. So when you chose to do that, like, how old were you firstly when you started realizing you could write songs? And did it feel like it was just a passion, like it was a part of yourself? Like you wanted to be out there, you wanted to be writing music, you left school, moved to Melbourne to chase that dream. Can you just like go a bit further into that for me? Because I'm actually really curious to know about it.
So my dad was a musician growing up. Well, as I was growing up, he was in the army and was like a pub musician. And so my childhood was like dad's off on the weekends playing K-San to every...
What a banger. Shout out to the song K-San.
Horses, no doubt, as well.
Yeah, a bit of that. Run to Paradise, you know, all the pub hit.
Oh, I used to work with the drummer.
No way.
Yeah, he was a good friend of mine. And sadly he passed away a few years ago.
Yeah, get him on the potty.
Get him out of here, yeah.
Well, Olivia,
This is going to be me asking questions. Silence.
And Olivia Newton-John's here as well.
Yeah.
She's also no longer.
She's
with us,
also
sadly.
no longer. Oh, no. Choir Boys, though, full shout out. Run to Paradise, what a banger.
I'm just going to run to the toilet. Well, you guys can keep
Yeah,
chatting about
absolutely. So your dad travelled around on weekends. He'd go play shows.
Yeah. I have two older brothers. I was the only one that kind of picked up music as like second nature. Like, there was always instruments around the house and whatever. My brothers are very sporty.
Yeah.
We were never like pressured to play music or anything.
Yeah. What sort of music would your dad listen to? Like when you were growing up? Because I associate my dad with like the Eagles and America and all that sort of stuff. So what sort of music did your dad? Yeah, similar. It's such a dad thing, isn't it? Yeah. Credence, yeah.
But lots of like Australiana as well, like Paul Kelly, John Williamson, lots of that.
Funny story about John Williamson too. I grew up around the corner from him in Epping in Sydney.
No
Yeah.
way.
I just love that you've dropped the two like well-known Australian rock icons. Just have
Who else can we get in here?
No one else.
That's hilarious. Huge. Yeah, I love John Williamson. Yeah. So when I was maybe 12, I started wanting to go to play gigs with Dad. Yeah, I was 12 actually, because he had to get permission from the pubs to let me come in and play with him.
Oh.
Yeah, so we were in a duo called Cartledge Entertainment for
Prestige worldwide.
Yeah. We had a banner and everything was huge. Until I was 17. And then we tragically lost my dad.
Yeah.
But yeah, just before that. So that was 2014. November 2013 was the end of year 11, and I'd met with like what are they called? Like a careers counsellor at school.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were like, what do you want to do? And I was like, be muso. And they were like, what do you mean? And I was like, oh, it's all I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to write music and I want to make a career out of it. And they were like, well, what are you doing here? You hate school. I was always in trouble. I was always like, I think I got banned from maths through stop at the end, at the start of year 10. I like didn't go to another maths class after that because I was just too much of a piss take, like just challenging everything, just like, you know.
When does maths ever come in handy?
Never.
I've used it like 4 times.
Yeah.
My argument exactly, right? And we've got ChatGPT now.
Oh, dude, I'm obsessed with ChatGPT. Is my literal therapist.
Yeah? Do you use it for therapy?
I use it for therapy.
That's
Almost.
so unhealthy. It's got to be.
No
It
way.
can't be good.
It's incredible. I've been seeing psych since I was 8 years old. It is onto it. I don't want the people around the world listening to this.
That's not medical advice.
That's not. Don't take that. That's not clinical advice. Do not take that on board.
But it works. It's good.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
You should all do it.
I might give it a go.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Can I ask a question?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
This is not related to your new album, although we can talk at length more about that. But I wanted to ask you about your the single that you did with Angus Montaigne, Ghosts. Can you tell me about? I love that song so much. Like I play it a lot. I think it's beautifully written. I believe, did Angus write that or?
Yeah, Angus wrote that. So we have a mutual friend, Claire, who beautiful girl, tragically died last year. Actually, it's over 12 months ago, which is crazy. It was just December, year before last. But I went to school with Claire and Wangaratta, and Angus knew Claire from up Mount Hotham. And he wrote this beautiful song, and I was very honoured to be asked to sing on it. It was a really special tribute to Claire. And we actually had in Bright and the general northeast Vic High Country region experienced a suicide cluster, which is like one of the heaviest things I've ever experienced. Like, it just kept happening, and it was like, when is it going to stop? So I think that song has hit home for a lot of people in a lot of really beautiful and really hard ways. Yeah.
And how does it feel to sing that on stage?
Oh, amazing. So special. Yeah, it was really beautiful to sing it with Angus and you and everyone.
I really, really enjoyed having you on stage that night. I thought it was such a nice vibe.
I don't think we're allowed to be next to each other on stage again.
It was like two kids in maths class. Like
The photos.
Yeah, all of the photos are just we were just having a ball. It was so fun. So we did that. I did a little mini tour with him, Melbourne and Bright, and then you were on for the Bright show, and it was great. It was at the community hall, and it was just full of love. That room, I thought it was just lovely.
Yeah, it was. I've never been in that room, honestly, and I was blown away by it, and especially blown away by people coming out to see Angus on a school night. Like, not because they shouldn't be there, just like a blown away, like, oh my God, this is really special for him.
Huge. Yeah. And I also just wanted to shout out to your husband, Jake, as well. He took some amazing photos that night, and he's a
Jamie, pull that shit up.
Yeah, we should definitely pull that up. I've showed you some of his photos. Remember I said I sent you a bunch of ones and said we should get him for the album?
For Savage Honey. Yeah.
He's just a great photographer, and he's so supportive of you, and you guys make such a rad little team.
Yeah. Yeah. How long have you guys been together?
It'll be 10 years next year that we've been together, but we've been married for 2. Yeah.
It's moved into Geelong just down the.
Yeah.
Are you guys near each other
week.
now?
Yeah.
We're like around the
You're in
corner.
Martin, aren't you?
Yeah.
Sick. Cut that out, Jamie. We don't want people coming.
There's
no one here.
They're talking to a camera.
Cut that out, Jamie.
Oh God, that's
You
great.
got anything else, Tommy boy?
Yeah. So after you moved to Mount, I'm really curious about your story because I feel like you're such a like poet in the way that you sing, and I feel like when people have such powerful lyrics, it probably comes from a story and journey that they've like been on. So, you grew up with playing music with your dad at the age of 12.
Yeah.
And then school counselor, year 11, is like, well, fucking what are you doing here, mate? Like, go chase your dream. You moved to the Big Smoke to become a musician. And then you were living there. Did you play gigs? Did you write music? Did you release stuff? Like, what happened there? Like,
Yeah, so I started playing just like trying to get any gig I could possibly get my hands on.
so what advice would you have for people who are like trying, that's their idea. They want to move to Melbourne. They want to get amongst the music scene. Like,
Honestly, it's not something I would recommend.
what I'm going to say is quit.
Don't.
Go to maths.
Yeah.
Go to maths class.
Get into
Maths is
free.
so relevant in everything.
Yep. No, I would, like, I'm so glad I did it. I would not change a thing at all. At the time I moved out, I was just doing anything possible to make it work, pretty much. I was reaching out to people. I was playing in bands.
Singing or guitar or?
Singing. Yeah, so when I say I was playing in bands, like I had my own band and like a couple of different combinations of that was happening. We were just doing anything and everything, playing like a lot, trying to focus on that, but also trying to pay rent and get used to being an adult existing
Hard,
in the world.
isn't it?
Oh my God. So, I was playing a lot of covers gigs, which is like, I have this love-hate relationship with doing that because it's a really great money maker for musicians. it's like guaranteed income. Like we have this skill that we can actually definitely make money from.
Covers is paid well too, to be
Covers
honest.
are paid well. So it's like, great money, pretty good hours for the money that you're earning. But then it's like the soul destroying part of it. That's like when it gets to the point where I was playing like 3 or 4 covers gigs a week, and I was turning down my own gigs because I needed to make the money. And I was just having this like moral dilemma over what I was doing, and ended up like just absolutely axing covers altogether.
Wow, that's a bold move.
It's bold and pretty noble, I think. Because for that exact reason, it's like you're turning down, I guess, like something that has longevity as like a genuine career to pursue the more passion-driven side of performing. Yeah. Big decision.
Yeah.
I have sold out and I still play 2 covers a week.
I've lent into the sold out sponsorship side of things.
Yeah.
Look at that. Jamie.
Declan's gone.
He stood up right in front of it anyway. Also, everyone, Jamie's got a concussion.
So if he's being a bit weird, that's why.
We're good.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
Well
so
done.
funny.
Well done.
Should we keep going? Yeah.
Just for clarity, I don't make money off music. Like, it's not my job. I also have a job.
What do you do for work?
I work from home for a boutique pet food company out here.
Love it.
That's niche.
Yeah, the Pies got defeated last night. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
You don't care about that. I don't care about that. Liv doesn't care about that.
No one gives a fuck. Let's move on. So you axed doing the covers. You wanted to focus on your music, your passion. I really believe that at some point in your career, hopefully soon, you will be seeing an income from that, because it is music that everyone needs to hear. This album that's about to come out, I haven't heard a single track off it. I can't wait to. Like, I'm genuinely so excited to hear that. Anyone listening to this, you need to get amongst Liv Cartledge, as Jake's favorite female vocalist. One of mine as well, purely like talented.
One of the best songwriters in the country.
Yeah.
I think that she is.
She's
I can't sing her praises more, and I've been so excited to have her on, and it's a privilege to know her and to get to sit down with her, and we're very excited to have a song from you. So I guess without further ado,
Sam Shallue. No,
Liv Cartledge. So. And we'll get mics and stuff set up.
Yeah. Thanks guys.
Livy.
Thanks, Liv.
Yeah. I'm Liv Cartledge, and this song's called Formative.
Darker than night would have crept in the side door, turned out the light, but the locks on that house, they didn't buckle that tight, and the windows were always left open. Maybe if I'd been what I'd tried to become, I'd be stuck under something, not being someone. And if I kicked the bucket, I would have kicked it real hard. If I know anything, it's I don't do nothing in halves. Ooh, some things are hard. Ooh, growing up's hard. I took off out of town when I was 17, and I moved to the city. Chased down a dream in my rose-coloured glasses. It all looked pristine until the dust settled. I found out what it means to be dipping your toe in an ocean so large. When you're a little girl with not much but a guitar, and you're pouring your heart out night to whoever will listen, or might buy you a pint. Ooh, some things are hard. Ooh, growing up's hard. I spent time suffocated by bluestone paths, drawing inspiration from old blokes in bars, promising my mother I'd visit home soon, but my dad, he wouldn't be there. So what was the use in curling up, crying and cursing the world that was caving in and crashing on this little girl and those rose-coloured glasses that were getting quite dark. The city was lightning, baby, I was the spark. Ooh, some things are hard. Ooh, growing up's hard. So I loaded my hatchback, I filled it to the brim with all my belongings on a late night whim. When I was done with the chaos, I needed the calm of the place that I swore would only ever do me harm. Back up the Hume, back up to home with my foot on the throttle. I left my heart on the road. I drove into Beechworth, filled up my lungs with whatever was missing from this little girl's love. Ooh, some things are hard. Ooh, growing up's hard. Ooh, some things are hard. Ooh, growing up's hard.
Good tears. Ah, thank you guys.
I mean, Dom's easy to make cry at the moment.
He's an emotional boy. Thanks, guys.
That was incredible.